I'm Jack, and my speech is on increasing minimum wage in order to pull ourselves out of the recession. The lowest earners in our country are currently earning sub $7 wages per hour. For some of these, their full time work is meant to subsidize their lives, and they are living under the poverty line with earnings at $15,800 a year. According to the Economic Policy Institute, this is below the poverty line for a family of two. In the majority of the 60s and 70s, a minimum wage salary could support a family of two above the poverty line. The Economic Policy Institute proposes that an increase of minimum wage to $10.10 would subsidize a family of three above the poverty line. Consider how this increase could improve and affect the lives of young people and students who haven't been able to receive an education and get a great paying job, as well as adults who never even received a college degree. The lower class could have a fighting chance in our recession, and the spending would increase our economy even farther. Students and the people being affected by the low minimum wages we have now should protest, become active in the community, and propose new legislation that we can vote on to increase minimum wage. Minimum wage is currently not even enough to support for a family of two. Many people fear an increase in minimum wage. This causes misconceptions about increasing the minimum wage. Inflation makes money worth less, and over time, the same minimum wage ends up being worth less and less every year. This increase, the last increase in minimum wage was actually in 2009, so the same amount of money from then is worth a substantial amount less now. According to the Pew Research Center, about 30% of all hourly self-employed workers are over 18, and they are near minimum wage workers. This is a substantial amount of workers, and this farther proves that this would benefit many people and stimulate the economy. Many believe that prices of products will increase due to an increase in minimum wage. In the study Card and Kruger did on Pennsylvania and New Jersey, the average price of products only increased 3.2% faster in New Jersey than Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania had a 15% increase in their minimum wage. This increase is so small that it could just be random. Many politicians support an increased minimum wage. According to the White House, President Barack Obama said this about minimum wage increases. If you truly believe you could work full-time and support a family on less than $15,000 a year, go try it. If not, vote to give millions of the hardest working people in America a raise. Increasing the federal minimum wage would reduce the paradox of thrift, which is an economic phenomenon in which people save more money during a recession, which reduces spending and can cause a recession to further itself. The extra earning that minimum wage would get would be spent on products and increased demand, and therefore cause even more job availability. According to the United States Department of Labor, minimum wage increase could have a small stimulative effect on the economy as low-wage workers spend their additional earnings raising demand and job growth and providing some help to the job front. When workers under 20 years of age are in their first 90 days of work, they can be paid $4.25 by their employer while they're training. Workers under 20 are the ones that really need this money more than anyone, and we should change this law when we change our minimum wage. All of these reasons point to a very clear verdict. Our current minimum wage is too low, and the lower class cannot support their families and barely get by themselves. Not to mention that increasing minimum wage actually triggers growth, reduces the paradox of thrift, creates jobs, and feeds families that are living under the poverty line. Now it's time for us to stand up and demand reform on the issue. Participating in protests, contacting congressmen, and getting the movement for the legislation started can make a huge difference in the future of our economy.